Hi, I'm Charlie Frost, and on today's episode of the 24MX workshop, I'm going to show you how to replace your front brake and your clutch lever. Stay tuned. So starting with the clutch lever side, we're going to remove the fixing bolt here to replace the clutch lever with a 20 flex clutch lever, like so. Without further ado, as always, rubber gloves, always important. Very basic job, changing over levers, pretty straightforward. As you can see with the Honda, we've got a very basic clutch, cable clutch system. So this adjusting rubber screw here, we're going to pop the top off. That just covers up that mechanical system there, stops the dirt and grit getting in. So we're going to remove this 10mm bolt from here, which will then release the lever from the perch. Grabbing our 10mm socket set. Also, you'll need yourself a 10mm spanner so that we can grasp the nut underneath and then undo the bolt on top, like so. And then what we'll do is this rubber cover here, we'll just peel that back to allow us to get to the nipple of the clutch cable. So as you can see under here, you've got the nipple where the cable sits in place. That operates the cable itself. So we're going to take the bolt right out of the lever. Without dropping it on the floor. And then we're going to just simply pull the lever out like so, and then unhook the cable, leaving the nipple and cable in place. The old lever is now there. So as you can see, the 20 flex lever, much more substantial, a lot bigger, and hopefully will avoid snapping any levers like so. So before reinstating the new lever, gonna give a clean with the A9 Racing Oils all-in-one spray. As you can see, got a lot of old muck and oil in there. Simply give it a spray, give it a nice clean out, meaning the new lever can move freely inside the perch. Also, the clutch and the cable to work a lot more smoother, so it doesn't get hooked up on anything, a cord or anything like so. So that's now nice and clean. So now we're going to reinstate the clutch nipple of the cable into the bottom slot part of the lever. As you can see, it's got a little notch to allow the cable to pass in place. So I'm going to slide that in like so. Making sure it's pushed in nice and firm. And then simply move the lever back round into place. Like that. So now the hole is lined up. So the new bolt, making sure that thread makes contact and we don't cross thread it. So just do it finger tight for now. And then simply fold your rubber cover back over like that. Same again with the adjusting rubber that covers up the adjuster here. Slide that back over the top, making sure it's sat nice and firm. And then lastly, putting the nut back on the bottom of the bolt. And then we're just going to tighten those two up. And that is the clutch lever. So as you can see, pretty straightforward job. Nice and easy, nothing too strenuous with it. So the clutch lever is now done. Now we're going to do the front brake lever. So moving over to this side. Same again, we're just going to remove the rubber cover. This stops any dirt or grease getting into the lever. So we'll give that a clean out first. And then same again, we're just going to remove the bolt with a 10mm nut. Pretty straightforward. Bolt out, old lever off, new lever on. Give it a nice clean out. So we're just going to give this rubber mounting cover a quick clean. Same again, get rid of any old dirt or residue. And then Same bolt size again, 10mm nut, 10mm bolt. Gonna undo the bottom nut. Now that should be finger tight. So we can now pull that one out, making sure we don't drop anything like the spring. Sometimes if you pull the lever out, the spring has a mind of its own, then pings off somewhere on the floor. So making sure we don't lose that. Nice and steady. So we will take that one out for now and give it a clean. As you can see, it's got a lot of old mess and muck on it. So we'll give that a clean off with some of the all-in-one spray. Just have a little look in there. As you can see, there's a lot of old dirt and grease. So I'll give that one a spray out too before the new lever goes on. Same again, 20 flex lever. As you can see, a lot more substantial, a lot thicker. So just going to give the old bolt and spring a nice clean off with the all-in-one degreaser. Always nice to have clean, fresh equipment. Sometimes you can use new bolts if you want to. Sometimes just use the old ones to give them a nice clean off unless they're not damaged. Same again with the spring. Just going to give that a nice spray with the degreaser, get rid of all that muck and dirt. And then if we pan over to the perch, give that a nice spray in there, nice clean out. A lot of sand, residue and grit. So I want to try and get rid of as much of that as possible before instating the new lever. Like so. And then nice and easy, just gonna put the spring back into place into the hole there. Like so. As you can see, that spring will sit itself into this returner hole here. Making sure that lines up nice and straight. Sometimes people do reinstate the new levers and they get a bit notched up, a bit caught, and sometimes they just ping out and fall out. So making sure that that spring passes through into that hole nice and flush. And then making sure that goes in there. And then, well, as you can see, it is the old bolt. It's had a nice clean, so it looks like new again. Pass that down through the lever with it threaded. So we're gonna have to tighten that one up first. So I got a 10mm socket. Make sure that's nice, freely moving. So as you can see, the way the system works, if you were to drop the bike on the floor or if you were to crash, obviously normal levers don't have any flex to them. So if they drop on the floor, they just snap. Whereas these ones are designed to spin right around like so. Same with the clutch lever. So it just prevents you from snapping a pair of levers, or if you were to clip a tree, it saves you from doing any further damage. And not forgetting, lastly, the rubber grommet or the rubber mount, whichever you want to call it, prevents all the dirt getting into the lever. Slide that one up over there. And there you have the front brake lever, nice and complete. Hope this video was helpful. As you can see, it's a very straightforward job, nothing too much, just a set of a few bolts really to remove. Not forgetting to spray some degreasing and also give it a nice clean out with the cable clutch as well, so making sure that that's nice and working freely. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Charlie Frost and I'll see you on the next episode of the 24MX Workshop.